I was really hoping to avoid making this content altogether, or at least this early, but after that 6-3 loss to the Buffalo Sabres, it's clear that the New York Islanders are going to be in the draft lottery, so let's talk about it. You'd think I'd be a little bit more excited about making content related to the Islanders bringing in a top-end prospect through the draft lottery. But I'm really conflicted because while on one hand, yes, someone who follows the prospects would love to make that content, but on the other hand, I really wanted the Islanders to challenge for a cup, and I thought they could entering the year. And I wasn't the only one, obviously. And the fact that this isn't going to happen, challenging for a cup is not going to happen, doesn't make looking to or bringing in a top-end prospect make me feel a whole lot better right now. Those emotions will regulate later, the longer this goes, but as it stands now, conflicting emotions. But this is really where we are right now. 43 games into the season, the Islanders are, 18 points out of a wild card spot. They're 17-20-6, and they just lost to the Buffalo Sabres in an embarrassing fashion. It's done. Mathematically, it's not done, I know, but it is indeed done. So let's talk about the draft lottery, because that's something that the Islanders are going to be in at the end of the season. Now, today's video is not going to be about the individual prospects themselves. I'm going to get to those individually in individual videos about each and every one of those, at least the top 15. And even then, reaching a consensus on what the top 15 is going to be something. But this video is just going to be about the rules around the draft lottery, where the Islanders are, and their chances of moving up. That's all I want to do right now. Right, I want to set the scene of what is the draft lottery before going into the individual prospects. As it stands today, February 16th, just making sure I know what day it is today, the Islanders rank 9th in terms of the draft lottery. They have the 9th best odds of selecting first or second, and that's an important wrinkle that we have to talk about when we talk about the rules. Their odds of selecting first overall, 5.4%. Their odds of selecting second overall, 5.8%. Oh, hooray. But their odds of where they're probably going to pick is 9th overall with a 58.6% chance. Yeesh. So they're probably going to pick there. And well, you know what? That's not really a bad thing. They selected Oliver Wahlstrom and Noah Dobson 11th and 12th, and they're pretty damn good prospects. So thinking that they can select someone 2 spots higher, that's pretty good. Now, the rules themselves. There, as you can tell, only 2 picks up for grabs at the draft lottery. It used to be 3. It is now only 2. You can only select first or second. And even then, there's a little wrinkle to that. You can't move up more than 10 spots at the draft lottery. So when it comes to picking first overall, anyone who's 12 or higher, so 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, has no chance at selecting first overall. They can move up an extra 10 spots, but they will not select first. Same thing for the second overall pick. So anyone who's 13 or higher will not be able to select second overall. And while you're saying, well, great, that doesn't apply to the Islanders. Right now it doesn't. But on paper, the Islanders are still a good team. Better than where they are in terms of standings. We can squabble whether they're a playoff team or not. They're clearly better than where they are right now. And that could be a problem down the stretch. Like I said, there's only 43 games played on the year. There's a lot of hockey left, a lot of points left on the boards, and they could theoretically leapfrog some of these teams, worsening their draft lottery position. Right? So if they get to 12th or even 13th in terms of these odds, that really screws things up for them. Because while, yes, they can move up an extra 10 spots, they won't move up first or second. And again, moving 10 spots is better than not, but you'd really like to move up to first or second. Now, one last rule when it comes to the draft lottery that doesn't impact things right now, but might impact things going forward. One extra rule that they introduce is that you cannot move up more than twice in a 5-year span. You can thank the Edmonton Oilers for that. So if the Islanders win the draft lottery, whether that gets them the first overall pick or they just move up 10 spots, they can only do so once more in the next 5 years or 4 years afterwards. Before the NHL says, no, you can't win it a third time, which I don't think any one of us are kind of like, let's go on a draft lottery winning run. This isn't a rebuild, it's a retool. So I wanted to bring up that rule just because it exists, not necessarily because it applies to where the Islanders are headed. So in the next set of videos, I'm going to be talking about each and every prospect from 1st to 15th. Now, how I set who is 1st to 15th, I've yet to figure that one out. But I think what I'm going to do is take a consensus of draft rankings and kind of order things that way. So just kind of, I'll create a video just on that alone, creating the first 15, and then we'll dive into each one of those 15 prospects. But until then, thank you for watching. Thank you for following. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so. There's a lot of content coming. And if you have, thank you, thank you, thank you.